My name is Abdul Shakur, I'm your Raising Capital Mentor, I'm your Investor Relations Consultant, and today's video is all about the 3 mistakes that most property developers make when it comes to raising capital. Now, this has been something that's been on my mind because every day I'm reaching out to more and more property developers, I'm reaching out to more and more investors, and I get the sense that people don't know what they're doing when it comes to raising capital. What I mean by that is, so I will send out a message. I will say, is raising capital something you're doing? Now, we'll reach out when we need it. Okay, that's the first mistake that most people make. They only utilize or raise capital when they need it. You gotta have a consistent flow of capital coming through. Now, I know property developers who have £20 million portfolios, who are doing probably 12, 15 projects a year, and they need a constant flow of capital. Yeah, you can find joint ventures for the bigger sort of developers or the bigger projects, but you also need to find a constant flow of loan agreement or smaller investors that are willing to give you capital for a fixed return to help you with cash flow, help you find more projects. Again, it makes it easier on finding joint venture capital if you've got capital that you already have in your account or you have already committed from other investors. So it's very important to understand that you've got to always be raising capital. It's not something that you just do when you require it, and that's when you run around last minute trying to get it all together and trying to make it work. You want to make this a sort of process or an approach that you do consistently. Which leads me on nicely to number 2. Number 2 is the process. We approach property development, or when you're building something, or when you're doing something, you have the right team involved, you have the right systems involved, you have the right checks and things going on. You have a method, an approach, or you have things you have to do in order to build a successful development. But why is it that property developers, and you can, correct me if I'm wrong, but most property developers don't have a process or a system that allows them to raise capital, or it isn't something that they've even looked at. There's no method. There's just like, okay, I've got a development, I'm now going to go run out there and find some money, and that's it. And I'm going to try and do whatever I can and speak to as many people as I can and try and get this over the line in this sort of hurry. And I guess that's why people, one, never do a project or never do enough projects. And 2, I guess this is why people get tired of doing property developments, or they kind of step down to doing other things, because eventually property development becomes a chore, it becomes something that they no longer enjoy. So this is super key. So number 1, I talked about that I always be doing it. Number 2, there's a process to it. And number 3, it's gotta be a priority. And I talk about this as often as I probably mention this 5 or 6 times a day when I'm speaking to people. You've got to make raising capital a priority in your business. If you think about every investment company in the world, or every large company that you can think of that has an investment company, they're consistently raising capital. It's a priority. They have to go and do when their next investment round for their next fund. That's all they're ever doing. It's a priority for them. It's a focus for them. But in order for us to grow what we're doing, or even to get started in our journey, it's important that we make raising capital a priority in our business, so we don't have to worry about the financials when it does come to doing our projects. Often, there's 2 biggest barriers to entry within anything, property development, business, whatever it is. 1 is capital, and 2 is time, manpower, and skills, right? So if you could eradicate the aspect of raising capital, then you'll be able to kind of scale and grow a lot more quicker. You can do things a lot more freely, a lot more calmly, and I guess you'll be much happier doing property development, or much happier doing the thing that we want to do in order to build up. Hopefully that helps. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, put your thoughts in the comments. Please share this with a friend if they haven't raised capital before and they're looking to do it for the first time. I'm here to help. Speak to you guys soon.